and she is the education guide. How old is Brodie Castle?
Brodie Castle has been built in 3 sections. The oldest bit comes from the reign of Mary Queen of Scots. The second bit would be about the 1600s. And the last bit, the bit that we're sitting in at the moment, it was built in the 1820s and 30s. And the library beneath our feet was built in the 1840s.
Why did they build Brodie Castle?
Well, initially it would be as a power base and for defence of the family and to make an impact in the area.
Who lived here before the Brodies?
The Brodies have always lived here. The Brodies probably go back beyond the age of the castle for at least 1,000 years because they're an ancient Pictish family from this area.
And what size is Brodie Castle?
Big. There are 14 main rooms that are open to the public, and there's almost the same again in the private wing. So very big, and it also sits in huge gardens, and we have about 170 acres altogether, including woodland walks and the pond.
What is the most popular room?
It varies. With children, I think they like the nursery. And many of the women like the kitchens. And the drawing room is very much a favourite with most people, but I think the favourite of all is the library. Everybody comes in and says, "Oh, what a lovely room. I'd love to stay here and read all the books."
Hello, my name is Fern. We are at Brodie Castle today with Moo. Describe your job, Moo.
Well, I'm one of the 3 conservators working for the National Trust for Scotland, and I'm responsible for caring for all the collections within all the castles in the north. I cover about 13 properties, ranging from castles to museums to battlefields to visitor centres, houses and cottages. What I do is I'm actually a preventive conservator, so that means I'm responsible for trying to prevent damage happening to objects in the first place. The reason I work for the National Trust for Scotland because it's very exciting to look after old things and preserve them for future generations. Mm-hmm. And it's nice to be able to look after a lot more than just Brodie. There's a lot of collections out there.
We're here at Brodie and we're interviewing Chris. Describe your job.
My job is to look after everything in the castle, starting with the big things like the walls, right down to the tiniest little thing you could imagine.
How long was the training for your job?
My training never stops because we learn new things all the time, so it goes on and on every year.
Can you tell me about anything interesting about you've done?
I think the most interesting thing is when I go behind the scenes into places where other people don't see and all the different things I find that people probably haven't seen for 30 or 40 years.
Can you tell me if you dislike anything about your job?
No, I absolutely love my job.
What would happen to the castle if you did not do your job?
Eventually it gets so dusty that the dust would cement on everything and the insects would take over and we'd have nothing left.
How much does it cost to look after Brodie Castle?
Well, in exact figures, it comes to a colossal amount. Just for instance, take the lighting and the heating, that comes to about £25,000 to £30,000 a year. Plus the outdoor maintenance, on the roofs and the stonework and all the rest of it, probably run maybe to about 50,000 to 60,000 a year just to run the castle itself.
What can you do at Brodie Castle?
Well, there's various things we can do here. We take in school groups and they do Victorian days, dress up in Victorian costume and do different things. And the visitors, they come along and they show round the castle and they go to the shop, the tea room, and there's various things we can do.